So a very fair story. The Vice President of the United States of America, Kamala Harris, has reiterated her commitment to deepening ties with Ghana and other African countries following her arrival in Accra earlier today. While delivering her speech, she indicated that her outfit is committed to building stronger ties with the African nation Ghana and other countries as part of her tour of Africa.
What an honor it is to be here in Ghana and on the continent of Africa. Today begins a week-long journey, first here in Ghana, then on to Tanzania, and then Zambia. On behalf of the President and our entire nation, we bring you greetings, and we are looking forward to this trip. And very important relationship and friendship between the people of the United States and those who live on the continent of Africa. I'm very excited about the future of Africa. I'm very excited about the impact of the future of Africa on the rest of the world, including the United States of America. When I look at what is happening on this continent and the fact that the median age is 19 years old, and what that tells us about the growth of opportunity, of innovation, of possibilities, I see in all of that great opportunity, not only for the people of this continent, but the people of the world, especially when we understand that by the year 2050, we believe 1 in 4 people on Earth will be on the continent of Africa. That relate to the partnership between this continent, its people, and the people of the United States, and to reinforce the work that we will continue to do together, be that on addressing the climate crisis, to supply chains, to our work together on international rules and norms. In particular on this trip, I intend to do work that is focused on increasing investments here on the continent and facilitating economic growth and opportunity, specifically in the areas of economic empowerment of women and girls, empowerment of youth entrepreneurship, digital inclusion, and to support the work that must be done to increase food security, including adaptation to the effects of the climate crisis.
Joining us now via Zoom is my colleague Blessed Soga, who was at the Kotoka International Airport earlier today to cover the arrival of the U.S. Vice President. Blessed, apart from her arrival today, which of course we have thoroughly exhausted, what is the lineup of activities for the U.S. Vice President?
So after her arrival today, we're expecting that the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris will be interacting with President Akufo-Addo tomorrow at the Jubilee House. We're expecting that there will be a joint press conference there, which will touch on issues of shared interest in the aspects of democracy, regional security, food security as well, and the latest being the effects of the Russian-Ukraine war. That will feature in the interactions tomorrow. We're equally expecting that the U.S. Vice President later will visit the Cape Coast Castle. The aim is for the U.S. Vice President to touch on the brutality of slavery and to go back to the dark history while we pick up some lessons for reflection for the entire continent and the rest of the world. These are some of the matters she'll be touching on in the course of the week. Beyond that, women empowerment is key for her, and that's why Kamala Harris, as we expect, will be interacting with some women entrepreneurs, trying as much as possible to explore ways of, as she indicated earlier, opening opportunities for investment in Africa. Later on as well, we do know that a major policy speech will be made by Kamala Harris at a grand event that will be held here at the Black Star Square in Accra. We're set for that while that announcement will be made.
Right. You've also been speaking to the Deputy Director of Communications at the Presidency, Jefferson Saki, and he has been speaking about a mutual interest between the two countries. Are you able to share any insights regarding that concern?
Also, communicating what the position of the government of Ghana is, Jefferson Saki briefly indicated that this is a win-win situation for Ghana and the United States of America. Both countries are sharing some level of interest in the areas of economic recovery, particularly on our side. America is our long-held ally, and they will be crucial in our journey to get that economic recovery bailout from the IMF. So it's an opportune moment for the country to take advantage of that. Beyond that as well, Ghana is seeking to cooperate more with the United States in ensuring that there is security within the sub-region itself. We've seen what's happening in the West Africa sub-region with the growth of insurgency in the Sahel. It's getting closer and closer to us, with the President, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, indicating that at the US-Africa summit that Russia's influence appears to be growing towards our northern borders. So it will be a matter that will feature on the front burner. We're still waiting to see the fine details of it play out, but it is clear that having been an ally of Ghana, the United States will definitely partner us on this journey.
All right. Thank you very much for serving us with those briefs on her arrival. So that's my colleague Blessed Suga telling us, bringing us up to speed with the arrival of the U.S. Vice President earlier in Accra today. Meanwhile, the Ghana Police Service has announced some routes that would be blocked in the country following the arrival of the U.S. Vice President. Away from that, a member of the Ghana Health Service Council is advocating for government to invest in healthcare infrastructure, especially in the newly created regions. William Frimpong Bonso, speaking to Joy News on the sidelines of the 2020 AHAFO Regional Performance Review meeting in Guaso, also appealed to the government to speed up the Agenda 11 projects to augment healthcare infrastructure in the region. Precious Semefo has more on the following report.
The two-day 2022 AHAFO Regional Health Performance Review at Goso was for stakeholders to evaluate the progress towards the achievement of set targets. The review, under the theme, Building Resilient Health System Network to Achieve Universal Health Coverage, the role of stakeholders and health managers, was also to help identify the performance gaps and chart a way forward. Various speakers made special mention of the enormous contribution of health workers, and to recognize their hard work, the Ghana Health Services Council says an award scheme has been instituted. William Frimpong Bonso is a council member and calls for support.
Teachers, they have national awards. Farmers have national awards. One critical service area that we've not actually come to. In a small way, they are recognized, but we wanted to recognize the efforts that they are putting in. So that's why we came out with this excellent award. And unfortunately, all the mechanisms have been put in place. So we are soliciting for sponsorship from corporate organizations, NGOs, so that we'll be able to sustain the awards to motivate the healthcare professionals to give out their best. We were planning to have it in first quarter of 2023, but because of sponsorship issues and other things, hopefully by mid-2023, we'll start the first awards.
He also appealed to the government to prioritize healthcare infrastructure development in the new regions for effective healthcare delivery.
At the council level, I've been advocating that we need to pay serious attention to the newly created regions, because if you look at them, they were areas that were neglected, even when they were with the old regions. I've taken it upon myself that whatever support I can garner for our region, I'll do that. Seriously speaking, if you come to the region, we don't have too many public healthcare institutions. So we are appealing to the government that the Agenda 11 that was set up, at least the region had its fair share. But unfortunately, the development has been slow. So we are appealing that at least they can facilitate the development of these facilities so that at least it can augment healthcare infrastructure in the region.
Still outside of the capital, now residents of Kunchogu, Banu and Navarowi in the Sisala East municipality say that they fear they could be cut off from the rest of the Upper West region if the contractor working on the Navrongo-Kunchogu-Tumu Road project fails to complete 2 bridges along the stretch. The project, which is executed by construction firm Mawums Limited, is 39% complete. With the outset of rains coupled with the contractor abandoning the site, teachers and farmers in the area have expressed concerns about their regular activities, including farming. Joy News' Upper West regional correspondent Rafik Salam has more in the following report.
Make no mistake, these are not illegal migrants crossing the English Channel, but rather an amateur viral video of teachers and other stranded commuters during the rainy season being helped to cross the flooded Wick and abandoned old bridges between Kunchogo and Banu in the Sisala East municipality by an articulated trailer. It is a yearly ritual, and commuters, especially teachers and farmers, suffer the consequences.
In the rainy season, I can remember one day I was traveling from my community to the next community, to that community, Banu, where I teach. I came here all of a sudden to see that the whole bridge was covered with water. That day, actually, the rain fell in the morning, and we knew that at around afternoon the waters would have gone. Only for us to come in, the whole place was covered. We stood hoping that the water will pass so that we will go, we will move. All of a sudden we realized that where even we were standing was getting covered with water. We didn't know where the water was coming from. The whole place was covered, and we had to go back to Kunchoko, that is the community before you come here. And we stayed there for a lot of hours. We even slept there. We left this place like around 10 o'clock p.m.
We are also farmers. We want to go to Tuma and buy fertilizer. You will not go to take your number of days. If it even rain once, maybe 2-3 days it will go by. When it rain like today, tomorrow, then it will take you 1 week. You can go to Tuma to buy your fertilizer.
Schools' contact hours are being lost, as well as vaccine for polio and COVID-19 diseases got spoiled as a result.
As a disease control officer, there was a time we were doing this polio exercise. It was during that time when we got to the bridge, it was full. Before we entered the water nearly picked our car. So sometimes during the rain season, it's always a problem for us. There's a lot of things that we can do. So there is some exercise like this polio and the national COVID-19 vaccination exercise. During last year, we found a lot of challenges because of this bridge. We couldn't reach other communities. And you know, for the polio, that one, the drugs, they doesn't like heat. So during that time, a lot of drugs spoil, and other communities, they couldn't get vaccinated.
With heavy rains less than 2 months away, they have fears they will be cut off from the rest of the Sisala East municipality and the region at large, thereby halting schools' curriculum and economic activities. They are appealing to the government to come to their aid.
Vehicles and travelers, how they will do and cross this road is very serious. So we are pleading on the government to actually do something about the bridge. If not, we are actually suffering.
Construction of the 32 kilometers Navrongo-Tumu Road has been awarded to reputable road construction firm Mawums Limited. They have since started work on the project and is already 39% complete. Engineer in Tier 4 Atubrewu is the resident engineer for the project.
This is the Navrongo-Tumu, 32 kilometers. Addendum number 1 to construction of Navrongo-Tumu, 25 kilometers. We are currently at 39% completed. We have 2 bridges on our road. We are currently at kilometer 24 plus 800. That's in Navrivier.
Now, the Economic and Organized Crime Office is urging citizens to be more careful about their presence on the internet. Speaking at a public lecture at the Kumasi Technical University, Director of YOCO COP, Mamiya Tiwa Adodankwa, said that following the increment in cyber crimes, there is the need for citizens to exercise more caution. Nanaya Ojima has more on the following report.
The public lecture was on the theme, Building a Sustainable Cybercrime-Free Society for Economic Development, COP, Tiwa Adodankwa observed a rise in online impersonation of high-profile personalities with new attack vectors emerging. She emphasized cybercrimes are becoming sophisticated as thousands of individuals and businesses are victimized.
Cyber criminals have been quick to take advantage of the digital transformation of the economy to exploit and profit from emerging markets. Over the past few years, the cyber criminal markets have expanded and diversified. They have become adept at working together and across markets and linking up globally. This made detecting their tactics, techniques, and procedures sophisticated. Alongside the rise in cybercrime, attempts to disrupt critical technology-enabled resources and services have become more common.
According to the 2019 Global Risk Report of the World Economic Forum, cyber attacks are currently among the top risk globally, and they result in multi-million-dollar losses. The market value estimate of cybersecurity is expected to increase from $120 billion to $300 billion by 2024. COP Adodankwa says the government is doing its part to reduce the impact.
Building a society in which cybercrime is minimized is critical for economic development. Cybercrime can cause significant damage to individuals, businesses, and economies. By raising awareness, developing effective laws and regulations, promoting cybersecurity training, investing in technology, and establishing partnerships, we can work together to prevent cybercrime and create a safer and more secure digital environment.
Meanwhile, the director at the Institute of Research, Innovation and Development at Kumasi Technical University, Dr. Smart Sapon, emphasized the need for victims of cyber fraud to report incidents to the police.
So we as an institution or institutions across the country are encouraged today to boldly come out and report incidences of cybercrime, so the law enforcement agencies would know the changing trends our criminals are using and meet them squarely. If we fail to report, because currently the reporting is very, very low, we will not know the various trends by which these guys operate. And
now, a flag bearer hopeful of the ruling New Patriotic Party, Alan Kojo Tremantin, says that if given the nod to be president, he will create a national advisory council of eminent chiefs to help him decide on issues of relevant national development. The former trade minister made this known during a tour of the Northeast region. Correspondent Ilyasu Tanko has more on the following report.
Mr. Tremantin's first port of call was at the Nairi, where he met with the Mamprugo overlord and his royal court members. He is the first high-ranking member of the MPP to have come to the palace in the wake of the controversy surrounding the enscalment of a new Boku Naba by the king of Mamprugo. His arrival at the palace was characterized by drumming and dancing by his supporters and campaign team members. Also present to welcome him were the East Mamprosi Municipal Chief Executive Rashida Mahama and the MPP chairman of Nalerugu Gambaga constituency. The MPP presidential flag bearer hopeful was led into the Nairi by former Northern Regional Minister Boniface Sadek, who also introduced Mr. Tremantin to the king and his elders. Before the king and his elders, Mr. Tremantin explained why he wants to be president. He talks about his vision to rehabilitate the chieftaincy institution to give chiefs leading roles in pursuit of grassroots development.
And make sure that in addition to consultation with the National House of Chiefs, that I have an advisory council of very prominent chiefs here in the country to advise me on a national development agenda.
Mr. Tremantin also complained about the unemployment situation in the country and said his policies and innovations will bring jobs to all Ghanaians.
So we need a new leader who has a proven track record to introduce and execute initiatives or interventions that will bring jobs to our people. In all my political career, I've been talking about only three things: jobs, jobs, and jobs.
Most importantly, a former trade and industry minister promised to empower farmers to expand their resources by ensuring they own processing facilities and factories.
My vision will be to help farmers in this country not only expand the
aims in the area. Now, the women's organizer of the New Patriotic Party in the Afadjato South constituency, Yaira Agbehia, has launched a skill development program which is designed to make women in the area more economically engaged and financially independent. So far, some 50 women have benefited from the ongoing exercises. More in the following report. Well, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have details. Now, the General Overseer of the House of Miracles Ministries, Prophet Samson Amwatan, has urged members of his congregation to use their offerings as alms to the poor and needy over the next 1 week. This follows a 1 week-long activity where the church donated some items to the poor and needy in Medina. There's more in the following report.
And the king will answer them, saying, Truly I say unto you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it to me. This is the focus of the House of Miracle Ministries, as the church urges members to give their offerings as alms for the next week. Leading by example, the General Overseer of the House of Miracle Ministries, Prophet Samson Amwatan, donated food items, including bags of rice, cooking oil, yams, tomatoes, and some amount of money to members and some persons living with disability. He explained the rationale behind the Sunday gift service.
What we did today is, after giving your time to prayer, giving your money, your seeds, at least your receiving power too is needed according to the word of God. I said this week, no offering. The offering that you want to bring to us, take it to your street, your neighborhood. Bless them. If even you bring it, we will do that. So it's better you help us to do it. Because I believe that it's not show off, but this is Christianity.
He also stressed why the church, as a body, needs to support people to help change the narrative.
As I said, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave. So God is a giver. So if you say you are a pastor, you are a prophet, you have to give something. As simple as our salvation is, Jesus had to give his life. So if you are following this Jesus who gave his life, say, I don't care, even my life, to people, then why can't you also give to your fellow church members, even to other pastors?
Some recipients of the kind gesture spoke to Joe News.
The pastor has taught us to believe in ourselves, no matter what. This is something that has happened to you. You can't get rid of it. You should be with it all your life. So we are grateful.
The more no dream, no, Yakopon so and money, no, but Tony sing insurance it do go in the song.
Because it's only angels who think about humans, as we are. Heavenly Father works through mysterious ways and has blessed him to be blessing upon us. Yes.
Prophet Samson Amwatan has also advised the youth to keep their heads up and remain steadfast in the face of current economic challenges.
I want to encourage you that success is not final. Failure is not fatal. I want you to know that God has a plan for you. Because you fail doesn't mean that it will always be like this. Just be courageous, make the next move, make the next step. God will help you. You are not supposed to answer people. Don't allow the opinion about people about you to become a reality. Just be you and always do you, manifest you. And I believe that at the end, you'll be remembered for your assignment on earth. And always remember this, that there is no night that is too dark, that day cannot break. You are too needed to be wasted.
The House of Miracle Ministries Gift Sunday will continue for the next few weeks, impacting the lives of hundreds of worshippers and vulnerable in the society. James Kwesi report, read to you.
That'll be all for now. For more news, log on to www.myjoyonline.com. My name is Paa Kwasi Schandorf. Do have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.